Tuesday, 8:30. I know where I am. I got John and Jake with me. We got another John, the Critical Bronco fan, with us this week. Sideline Sports Live. So let's start Giants Broncos because we got the Critical Bronco fan here, and we got Jake, who huge Giant fan. I'm a Giant fan, but I've given up the last few years, so I can't wear it the way Jake does. But so let's start with that. Jake, you want to start us off?
Sure. I'll start with the real obvious here. Let's go quarterback matchup. I mean, when you guys did your show, I think beforehand, JB, you were texting me, oh, what do you think? I remember, and I was like, oh, well, the offense is not much to look at in terms of either team, but Broncos decided to make a quarterback change. So I want to start by asking, and I'll throw this to Mr. Mizek. We'll refer to you as Mizek. That way we know which John we're talking to. Quarterback matchup. Now that you got Teddy B, do you feel any more confident? Just a little bit?
I'm not that majorly confident per se. I mean, he'll make the smart play, but it's going to be end up short and safe, where our wide receivers are really loaded this year with Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler. I don't like conservative QB play, but if he can get us to win, I'm good with it.
Do you think he has a better chance at winning than you had with Drew Lock?
I would say Drew would take bigger chances than Teddy will, but I would be more concerned with how your defense has played last year with being the top 10 scoring defense.
That's fair. Yep. That's fair. I would say for you, I'm most worried, and I think, JB, we talked about it a little bit, our offensive line still sucks. It is bad as an understatement. Am I wrong? No, hold on. Are you going to tell me I'm wrong here?
Not you. The offensive line's out.
All right, good. Because it's pathetically bad. And that was my worry when I looked at this matchup, because I was like, our line can't stop me, probably. Let's be real. Let's just put the four of us on the field, and I'm pretty sure they won't stop us. That's just.
I think he gets 5 sacks between the four of us.
I mean, realistically, that and the fact that Daniel Jones will most likely either A, just throw it wildly because that's what he does, or B, trip over his own feet, not too worried. And when you got, a guy like Bradley Chubb and Von Miller, when they're both together on the field, it's kind of a nightmare. And especially for a bad offensive line like that. I mean, I don't know what the Giants are going to do. And that's kind of my worry is I think offensively they're pretty evenly matched. I don't think either offense is incredible. I would say I might give the upper hand to the Broncos a little bit just because I think wide receiver overall you're better. I think we have as a single talent, like top receiver versus top receiver, I would pick Galladay.
Yeah.
But if you want to go receiver room versus receiver room, we got Galladay, and then we have Shepard, and then it kind of falls off when you're looking at number 3, like maybe Slayton, you put number 3, but it's not like this incredible number 3. And then the Broncos you listed, it's a very good, I would say maybe top 3, top 4 on the depth chart.
Yeah.
And then obviously tight end is a great position for you. Our tight ends are, I don't know. Evan Ingram is
unproven and old. That's what we have. You got Ingram and Rudolph.
It's not good. It's not good. That's for sure.
Unproven and old.
So even though you have Kyle Rudolph,
he's old, right? That's the old.
Yep.
It's the unproven and the old.
Yep.
But so
I can see a Walker coming down the sidelines.
Yeah, there you go. So when you look at it like that, it's not great. That's why I would give you guys the upper hand just as an overall offense. I mean, quarterback play a little better, but not by much. I mean, I don't think either quarterback's great. I just think Teddy's a better decision maker. That comes with experience, but I think that's what he brings to the table. Defense, it depends on where we're talking. So defensive line, definitely Broncos, no question. Our defensive line, not that great. I mean, especially like the interior is okay, but our ends are just not. I mean, I'm just going to be honest about it. They suck. We can't get pressure for the life of us. I mean, up the middle is it's solid.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make up for everything. So that's where I think I would have to concede to the Broncos. But when you want to talk about quarterback, safety, secondary play as a whole, I'd probably pick the Giants. I mean, and again, I'm not saying it's by a lot here, but it's by a little bit. But I don't know. I don't see the Giants winning this game. I'm going to be completely honest about it. I don't feel confident about this game at all. And I think the biggest reason I don't feel confident, still Daniel Jones. I mean, I hate to pick on the poor guy, but I don't have confidence. Yeah. I don't know. So I'll turn it to you guys. I want to hear what you guys are thinking, but that's my analysis, my thoughts.
This is his year. If he's gonna make anything in the league, it's now or never for him.
Yeah.
You know, they brought in Galladay, drafted the receiver, they got Rudolph. If he's gonna make it, they've given him the weapons. And he makes too many mistakes. He's got to play smart. I don't see it happening. I don't think it's going to be a great year. I think, it's going to be like last year. Our division isn't so great, but we're going to be 0-1 to start the year. I don't see us beating the Broncos. I think Bridgewater is a good choice over Locke. I don't like Locke.
I agree.
I don't think Bridgewater is the answer. I don't think that makes them a great team, but I think it makes them better against us.
I agree.
And that's all they need week one. After that, it may be different, and I think the Broncos defense is just going to feast. That line is going to feast on our line. So poor Daniel Jones is going to, get his track speed going. Maybe not trip over his own feet, and we'll be okay.
I will say, you said it'll make them better than the Giants. Being better than the Giants is not a true accomplishment. I'm sorry to say. It's not accomplishing much. Being better than the Giants is pretty par for the course.
All they need to do week one, though. That's all they need.
That's
week
fair.
2 is different. Week 1, they're just got to be better than the Giants.
It's true.
John?
You guys forgot to mention that the Giants have Saquon Barkley, so that's a gigantic difference.
I didn't
when it comes to offensive talent. The Broncos have nothing close to a Saquon Barkley.
He's not likely to play week 1, though. That's why
he's not likely to play.
No,
I'll believe when I see it. But
I'm just saying the rumors I've heard is
wise. Nobody's close to Saquon Barkley.
Right. Well, if he's in there, but I'm saying this because I don't believe he's playing. Like from what I've heard, the belief is they're not rushing him back. They want to play it safe. They're just trying to be careful with him. So they're probably not putting him in. I mean, if he plays, I think that gives us a huge upper hand. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't disagree, but I'm saying this thinking that I'm fairly certain he won't be in there, which is something that definitely hurts us. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're not going to win without him. He is your team. You need him.
And Galladay are our best players, period. End of story. It's not even close.
And Saquon's career, unfortunately, is
your second best. Your second best player is Bradbury, but
I'm saying they're our best players. Yeah.
Yeah.
In offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, in offense, right?
Offense, yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I was talking. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
but defensively, I mean, the Giants are pretty solid when it comes to secondary. Yeah. That's a mean secondary. That's tough. But Teddy Bridgewater's not going to throw it deep, so you really don't got to worry about a whole lot. But if you're the Giants, you don't got to worry too much about Melvin Gordon. Unless he gets going, you don't got to worry too much. I'd be worried about what they do with Javonte Williams. That would be what I would be concerned about, what the Broncos' game plan is with him. But I'm not too worried about Melvin Gordon unless he really gets rolling and he gets about 25 carries. Then that's hard to stop him. But it takes a while, and you have to commit to Melvin Gordon running it that much. And personally, I like Locke more. I mean, I don't like this guy. I don't like an NFL quarterback that can't throw more than 10 yards. Like if you're going to be an NFL quarterback, you can't have a noodle arm. So, and that's what Teddy Bridgewater has. So, no thanks on that. I don't want a guy that doesn't know how to play. I mean, you might as well have Trent Dilfer in there. So, I'm good.
Wow.
I'd rather have Locke.
I'll probably take his enthusiasm how he does on the sideline as a coach.
And the thing is, nobody gives Locke any benefit of the doubt. He didn't have Cortland Sutton last year. He didn't have his full complement of weapons. So how's that fair when he didn't really have his full complement? Give him another year in the system with his full complement of weapons. He wants to be a team guy. He said it, but I just think they did him dirty by bringing in Bridgewater. I get it for the competition, but it should have been Locke's job, in my opinion. Give him a year with all of his weapons, then see how he does. Because you take any quarterback's best receiver away, they're going to struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
We can have a whole segment on things done dirty this week, so we can get to that later. We got a lot to talk about.
There's plenty.
I would say there's another thing that probably taken the thought when Bradley Chubb and Von Miller is that the both of them under Fangio have not been performing as well as you would think. They haven't had more than 5 sacks together, and they only played in like 4 games together and under Fangio's system. So are we going to get the Broncos team that can get Bradley Chubb and Von Miller playing from 2018, or are we going to get the same nonsense of no sacks, no turnovers with the both of them out there from Fangio's first year?
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think though the thing is they're good enough against a really poor offensive line that even if they're having a slightly off day, they're good enough to definitely wreak havoc. I mean, this is not like you're playing a team like, I don't know, like the Colts, for example. That's a strong offensive line. Or the Cowboys from a few years ago when they were, their line was really at their peak, right? They were an incredible offensive line. If you have an off day against a line like that, you're screwed. I mean, you're not getting anything. This is an offensive line that's nowhere near that. This is like bottom of the barrel. It almost feels like you just grabbed the 4 of us and said, go out and play. I mean, that's really what it is. It's not good. There's no other way to put it. So for them, I feel like even with an off day, they'll still be at least able to get 2 sacks, I'd say. And I mean, that's being conservative. I mean, that's me being conservative on it. I think on a good day, they could at least double that with 4. I mean, and that's because this is a bad offensive line. On a good offensive line, I think 2 or 3 would be a very good day at work. For them to not get more than 2 against Giants, I think would be actually disappointing.
Yeah, I'd be really sad if we didn't get a sack against you guys, and it would just bring me to tears. Kind of like 2017 when you came over and whooped the Broncos' ass on Monday Night Football.
It
was one nice game.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I'm not starting out very optimistic. I'm thinking we're going to be an okay team throughout the year, the Giants. But I don't see us starting out with a win. The only advantage we have is we're playing at home. I don't think it's going to make a lick of difference.
Yeah. I don't think the Broncos have had a good game in MetLife Stadium, if I'm not mistaken.
I know their history in the Super Bowl hasn't been very good at MetLife. The one game that's been there, that was rough. I'm sorry to bring it up. I'm so sorry, but wow, the one Super Bowl we had there was terrible.
There's some salt coming out here.
Look, I'm just keeping it. I'm just being honest, saying what has to be said.
He's real.
You're out of order, Jake.
I'll take it. I mean, it was worth it. It was worth it for the cheap shot.
Wow.
Oh, it's so sad that I even have to wear my DeMarcus Ware jersey in front of you guys.
You have to wear it.
Yeah, just like out of order for you guys.
Should be. John, do you have any? I felt like you had something to say.
Yeah, Matt posted this comment. I mean, the Broncos are going to do the same thing the Ravens do. Yeah, they'll play nice with the lead, but as soon as they get behind, they're going to lack the ability to come back from a deficit, especially the Broncos, because if Bridgewater's your quarterback, you lack the explosive plays, and that's what you need to come back whenever you're down, and that's what they're going to lack this year because Locke does provide those explosive plays. We saw it last year. Remember, was it KJ Hamler won the game? I believe it was against the Chargers in Denver. Game-winning touchdown.
Talk about that game.
But you lack that with Bridgewater. You don't have that. So you're going to need that at some point, and you're going to lack explosive plays because he can't throw more than 10 yards.
Yeah, it's rough when we have to be against the Chiefs and Chargers and even Derek Carr this year. And I said that in an AFC West video that those teams are going to be very ballsy, and Denver is the least ballsiest team in that division.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why we have to go conservative with Bridgewater, and I'd rather take my chances on Locke because, as you said, he didn't have Cortland Sutton. He had wide receivers dropping passes close to the
Judy was a rookie. This is Judy's second year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little more polished.
I don't think that either of our teams are going very far. So I get it, but truthfully, I mean, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, but when you really think about it, and yes, Matt, we were going to get to. There's a lot happening. It's a busy week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Way too much.
And I'm going to just put this out there. Has to be said. Had our fantasy draft this week. All 4 of us here were in it, and I'm just telling you, I plan to win again. So bow down to your champion now because it's already over, gentlemen.
Good luck against Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Aaron
That's
Jones.
fine. I got Tom Brady, Joe Mixon, Najee Harris. I'm good. I feel good.
I got 3 chances to beat you. I'm gonna go 3-0, Jake. 3-0.
That's something that's another thing we're gonna have to do. We're in 3 separate leagues, the JB, John, and myself. We're gonna have to keep track of that record because that'll be fun to watch. We got 3 separate leagues, and I intend to at least win one of them, if not more.
Yeah, I got 3, buddy. Second place is available in all the leagues.
You sure about that? Because if I remember correctly, last year you got your butt whooped. It was terrible, and I won.
Last year was a bad year. I was focusing on doing a show Sunday morning, not worried about taking out Julio Jones.
That's what I thought. Okay. Do we have anything else for Myzik before we let him go? Because I know we got a lot to talk about, and I don't want to hold you up.
Before he goes, Broncos season prediction.
I am hoping for a 9-8 record, maybe even 10-7 as our ceiling. That's if the and this schedule is very easy with the Bungles, the Lions, and the Jets, and the Eagles, Giants, Cowboys.
I wouldn't call Cowboys easy. With Dak back, they could be scary. They could be.
Oh, Dak's better than Brady, so we'll get to that.
Apparently. We'll talk about that in a little bit because ESPN's got some real problems.
Yeah, they got a lot of problems aside from their rankings.
Well, we'll talk about that.
They got high school problems.
But anyway.
Before I go, I have a question for JB, and it relates to the NFC East video. The Eagles traded for Gardner Minshew. Does that make you more worried by any chance?
No, I like Jalen Hurts.
No,
I think if they don't play Hurts, they ain't going. They're not going anywhere anyway. But let Hurts play. He's got a shot to be the future.
They named him the starter, which is
that's a 4-win team right now. If they go with Minshew, they'll be a 1-win team at best.
See what you have in Hurts. Give him at least a good year to see. I mean, they're not going to win games anyway, but see how he does.
No. Agreed.
That
could be something for the future. Yeah.
No, I agree. I don't think they're going very far. I say it every year. This division's just.
Oh, we got Dak, top 5 quarterback in the league.
Apparently. All right. Anything else for John before we let him go?
Nope. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate you coming.
We appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. Have a good night.
No problem, bud.
Enjoy.
Have a good night.
6-11. 6-11.
You're terrible. All right. Where do we want to start? So much going on. Where would we like to start, gentlemen?
Let's stay with the NFL.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Tom Brady list. That he's the 6th best quarterback in the NFL right now.
I think I heard the explanation for this, but that was stupid.
Now, all right, I'll say Mahomes is better, even though Mahomes lost to him. I'll accept Mahomes.
I'll agree with that. He's younger. I mean, he's got more mobility. I get that.
You want to argue Rodgers? I don't buy it because Rodgers really has never beat him when it mattered.
I could argue last season maybe he deserves to be ranked higher than him only because he was MVP. He had a great season. But overall, no. I
can live with Rodgers, so that's 2.
Agreed.
Where else are we going in the NFL?
Russ.
Please tell me. You're gonna.
No.
Yeah, I'd rather Russell Wilson.
I'd rather Brady over Russ.
I'd take Russell Wilson all day, every day.
Wilson is a top 5 quarterback, but he has games where he disappears.
That's also
true. Would you rather have a guy that wins Super Bowls consistently or a guy that disappears? I'm going to go with Brady on this one.
I mean, Brady beat him in the Super Bowl because Malcolm Butler jumped in front and they didn't run the ball. That wasn't Brady beating him in the Super Bowl.
No.
That was.
We're just saying in general, though.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Would your opinion be changed if they ran the ball and won the game? Because then he would have a Super Bowl over Brady. And he would have multiple Super Bowls.
But Mahomes has a Super Bowl over Brady also. Actually, here's a better example. Nick Foles is a
he doesn't.
Super Bowl.
Mahomes didn't beat Brady.
Not Mahomes. Excuse me. I meant Nick Foles. Nick Foles has a Super Bowl over Brady. Does that mean anything?
We don't put Nick Foles in the conversation of all-time greats. Russell Wilson's going to be an all-time great.
But
that's an aberration.
I understand, but you're just saying he has a win over him. You're using that argument. Well,
yeah, but
another guy has a win over him, and it means squat to me.
But we're actually arguing between Russell Wilson.
I'm just saying.
We're not arguing between Nick Foles and Tom Brady.
But Jimmy, you understood what I was trying to say. He's saying that he would have had a win over Brady. It doesn't mean anything.
Top 5, no doubt. Top 5, no doubt. But I'm going to take Brady over. But I hate Brady. I love Russell Wilson. I hate Tom Brady. I still got to put Brady as 3.
I think Josh Allen deserves to be top 5 as well. I think
he had one great season.
But I'm talking about based on last year's rankings. That's what I'm doing. I'm saying based on what we saw last year, where would I rank my guys? That's what I'm saying.
Because Matt Ryan had one MVP season and he never did it again.
You're right.
Cam Newton had one MVP season, never did it again. Lamar Jackson had one MVP season, didn't do it again. So just because you have an MVP season doesn't necessarily translate to being top 5.
Real quick, top 5.
Top. Hold on. What's the criteria before I want to make sure?
What is?
Are we talking about just based off last season or based on?
In the NFL right now, you got a team. Pick any quarterback you want, no salary cap. Top 5 right now in the NFL.
Okay.
All right, Jake, you go first. Let me think.
John, you go. John, you can go.
Oh, well, you put me on the spot.
All right, fine. First. I know my 5.
Mahomes.
Agreed.
No question.
Yep.
Unfortunately, now I'm going to go to guys I don't like. Rodgers.
Yeah.
Brady.
Yep.
2 and 3, no question. And in that order.
Agree. Those completely agree.
Number 4, I'm going Russ. Number 5, I don't know. Number 5, there's a lot of guys that have a lot of upside. If I'm going to go with the best player right now, I mean, you could say Josh Allen. I don't necessarily think so. I mean, I'll go with the stats from Herbert. I covered the Chargers and the carousel.
That's crazy.
Dude was money against the blitz, money at third down, put up great stats all year. His defense cost him games. Give me number 5.
Did you put Herbert 5? Because you just told Jake that you need another season out of Allen.
I mean, really? I would rather Allen than
was
Herbert.
A rookie.
I put Lamar and Allen before I put him. I didn't put Dak before
Deshaun
him.
Watson. Did you forget about Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson's not going to play right now.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about no salary cap. We're talking about just right now.
And listen, I think when you get to number 5, you're splitting hairs. There's no bad choice on anybody we mentioned.
Yeah, Herbert's a bad choice.
No,
I agree. Herbert's a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's that high.
Look at the records he set as a rookie.
That's fine.
That's
fine.
But look at what he did against the blitz.
Let's see how he does.
We'll see.
After the defensive coordinators had an entire offseason to study him and prepare for him. Let's see how he does in his second year before we crown him. That's the same way I feel about Josh Allen. I need to see more of a body of work before I start crowning you the best of the best. Because other guys' body of work has been.
Let's hear your top 5.
All right, so Mahomes, Russell Wilson, because I think they're interchangeable. I really do. I think Russell Wilson doesn't get enough credit.
You compare Russell Wilson to Mahomes? No.
Every day of the week.
No.
Every single day of the week. I think Russell Wilson doesn't get enough credit for everything that he has done for the Seahawks organization. Terrible line his entire career, and he carries them week in and week out. It's insane how much credit he doesn't get.
I think he's phenomenal, but I don't think he's Mahomes level. I think that's a little too high.
I definitely do. I do.
I think he's top 5, though. I've said that forever. I mean, you guys know I'm high on Wilson. I love him. I think he's a fantastic player.
Think he doesn't get
I still think it's absolutely insane that he's never received a single MVP vote. I think that's lunacy.
I don't care if he falls asleep during the middle of the season.
You know what I say? I think they're out of order for that because that's ridiculous. I mean,
that's because they don't let Sideline Sports vote on the MVP yet.
They must have been run by ESPN's PR department.
When we vote on the MVP, Russell Wilson will get a lot of votes because we know how good he is.
He's a fantastic player. Anyway, continue with
Mahomes, Russell Wilson. I would say Tom Brady has to be number 3. I mean, you can't leave Tom Brady off that list. It's just year in and year out, he proves you wrong.
Yeah.
So I would say that, and then I would probably say Aaron Rodgers, because you can't leave Aaron Rodgers off. And then I would probably say Deshaun Watson, number 5. I mean, Watson's so good. We forget about, because of the legal stuff, we just wipe him away like he never happened. But Deshaun Watson
I
is
don't
so
know.
good.
I mean,
I don't know.
He is really good, but
I think it's a lack of playoff success for me.
I mean, think about the team that Deshaun Watson has had. It's not been a great team. And then what they did to him with DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, that team was never great. He made something out of absolutely nothing. The line's always terrible, just like Russell Wilson. The line's always been dreadful. Finally went and got Larry Tunsil years ago. But before that, I mean, the line was just bad, and it's still bad. So I got to give him 5. I mean, I can't put Allen in there. I've only seen one season out of him. I can't put Herbert in there. He's only played 15 games. I can't do that.
My homerism. That's my
Lamar is a running back. I can't put a running back at a quarterback.
He's not a running back.
He is not.
Don't disrespect Lamar like that.
So,
all right, hold on. If Lamar is a running back, then so is Michael Vick.
Michael Vick is a should be a Hall of Famer.
Don't even start. Don't even start.
Michael Vick should be in the Hall of Fame for what he did for the game. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
No.
Said it before. Anyway, so that's my top 5. Deshaun Watson should round out the top 5. Don't worry, in a couple years.
I would have to go.
In a couple years, Tua will be there soon.
Mahomes, and I got to put Brady second. I mean, the main reason I'll put him second is just he may not be like physically in terms of what he can go do on the field, like, running around. I understand he's athletically not as great as everybody else, but man, he just wins. I mean, if Mahomes wasn't so incredibly athletic and amazing, I'd be putting Brady number 1. But Brady's just a winner. I mean, I don't like him, but he's a winner. I'm going to go with Rodgers 3, Wilson 4, but I could move those. Like those for me are interchangeable because they're both incredible. And 5 right now, I'm actually going to go. I like Josh Allen, but I'm going to throw an interesting one out there. I'm going to say, again, this is based on what I've seen recently. I'm actually looking at like maybe Ryan Tannehill. I mean, it's tough. No, but he's been really good. I mean,
he has.
I
think a big part of that is Derrick Henry really helps that out.
Look,
guys,
I'm going off of very recent stuff.
I'm about to walk off the set. I'm going to walk off the set in a second. Ryan Tannehill, 2 is going to be in the top 5, but it's okay to bench him. You guys are killing me tonight. You're killing me.
By the way, an honorable mention, Matt Stafford. Honorable mention that I've left out of the top 5. Matt Stafford.
Wow.
No, that's tough.
Yeah. Matt Stafford.
The guy that always found a way to lose games in Detroit.
In Detroit. Did you hear the last thing you said?
The last thing you said in Detroit.
Everybody loses in Detroit. It's Detroit. You don't win.
It doesn't matter.
It's
you can't throw a pick in the last 2 minutes of the game and be a top 5 quarterback.
Hold on. I want to say this now. Matt Stafford is a sleeper MVP pick this year. And I'm saying that on air right now.
Maybe have you ever seen
team? It's going to happen. It's going to be.
Have you ever seen the Browns play? Have you ever seen the Browns play when he was a rookie? Did you watch that play?
This is how I'm doing the show for the rest of the night. You guys are killing me. Jake, you don't usually do this, but you're killing me tonight, Jake.
Hold on. I'm saying it because he's got his stats, if you look at them, they're very good. But I think with What?
Until it matters.
When has he had many opportunities in Detroit?
My point of what I'm saying, what I'm saying is this. I think with a much improved team, he has a legit shot. He's a great quarterback. If you look at his numbers, he's actually a lot better than he gets credit for.
Yeah.
Look at what he does in the last 2 minutes of every game.
JB, he does not get the credit.
Jake, please bring up on your computer that play versus the Browns. Please bring that up. You show that
2011 until 2015. He threw for over 4,000 yards every single season. He had You're nuts. You're nuts.
That play as a rookie, that play's in the Hall of Fame in Canton. Just so you know.
What
that play versus the Browns That plays in the Hall of Fame.
Are you talking about when he was like when he got injured and he came?
Yeah.
And
he threw with a separated shoulder. Yeah.
He's a warrior.
He's bad, but he's not a top 5.
Well, he
I
said
didn't say he was top 5.
He doesn't do anything the last 2 minutes of the game. Yeah, he only won the game as time expired with a separated shoulder after getting murdered as a rookie. And he told them, they said, "You're not playing." And he said, "I'm coming back in after they called the timeout." He said, "I'm finishing this game." And he won the game for them. How many quarterbacks do that?
Right now, if we
Aaron Rodgers didn't come back in with a broken collarbone and say, "I'm coming back in." No, he was gone.
Oh, the collarbone and the shoulder are very.
You separate your shoulder. Let me know how that feels.
I'm just saying. Hold on. The collarbone is more severe. Hold on.
It was hanging there by a thread. He went like he literally ran off the field after he threw the touchdown and said, "I can't feel my arm."
I know.
All I hear is
have you ever seen that play? It's one of the toughest. It's the toughest play I've ever seen in NFL history. The toughest.
Does he wear a helmet when he plays?
Yeah.
He's tough.
Yeah, he's tough. Watch that play, man.
Well, JB, hold on. If you're arguing that he wears a helmet, that's what doesn't make him tough. There's a fine line between tough and crazy. Tough is doing what he did. Crazy is not wearing a helmet. So hold on.
Listen, back in the day, they didn't wear helmets. They were
back in the day, also probably died at 50.
They were crazy.
Probably also died at 50 or 35.
Listen, I give him a lot of respect for playing hurt. It's great, but I don't think he's that good of a quarterback.
By the way, he's played through a broken back, didn't miss a game for it. He's played through torn ligaments in his thumb, didn't miss games for that.
Speaking of torn ligaments, I've had that in my thumb, and it hurts to do anything.
I try and play with a broken back and tell me how that feels.
I don't know. I'm just saying I've had ligaments in the thumb, so I know that feeling. It's amazing to me that he was out there because I couldn't even move my thumb.
I'm just not sold on Stafford. I don't see him being better than a lot of quarterbacks. He's a tough guy, big deal. Tough doesn't win games.
We'll see
won
this
the
year
game against the Browns.
How many Super Bowls does Matt Stafford have?
He was in Detroit.
I don't care.
Detroit doesn't win Super Bowls.
They play 16 games a year to make the playoffs. He was the quarterback of that team. Did it happen?
Look, when you look at his stats, I mean, you can't put it on his shoulders. I hate to tell you. When you throw for over 4,000 yards in like 7 straight seasons, you really can't take all the blame. I mean, you must be doing something right.
Yeah, except when it matters.
Okay. You say so. Because
I'm telling you, the Lions find ways to lose, and most times it's a Matthew Stafford pick, or it was a Matthew Stafford pick. He ain't there anymore.
In that organization is just insane. And that's not Stafford's fault. I mean, he's a guy, he went to that team when they drafted him. He said, "I want to be here." He said, I don't want to be traded to a different team. He said, "I want to be here and I want to help turn this thing around." How many quarterbacks go to an abysmal franchise and say, "I want to turn this thing around"? Not many.
He says what he should say. I'm not taking anything against it personally.
Didn't Philip Rivers beg to get out of New York? Didn't he beg and say, "I would never play it down in New York"? And they begged to get out.
I think it was the other way around. I think it was
Eli. The other way around. Eli begged.
Eli didn't want to be in LA.
San Diego.
Which I don't get. I don't get why anybody would want to be in San Diego. I get wanting to play for the Giants.
What quarterback says stuff like that? Like, you want a guy that wants to be there, that is all about winning. And that's what Stafford's all about.
Right. He's all about winning until he throws a pick at the end. Listen, I'm telling you.
You're out of order.
You're out of order. You're right. I got it.
Listen, you guys can think what you want. Matthew Stafford is not the answer to any team.
You're also the guy who put Justin Herbert in your top 5.
Yeah, really. So what does that say about you?
After you said Josh Allen can't be because we haven't seen him enough.
And pull that card.
And how much better was Herbert than Allen? You're going to tell me that Herbert wasn't better than Allen last year?
He wasn't. Are you crazy?
Hold on.
He really said Herbert was better than Allen.
Last year, yeah.
I will happily pull up the stats and prove you wrong.
Go ahead.
I think you're a closet Chargers fan.
Tell me what Allen did against the blitz on third down.
This isn't the NFL carousel where you got to defend the Chargers.
Hold on. So last year, Josh Allen throws for more yards. Okay. They both were in the 4,000s, but Josh Allen threw for 45, 44. Herbert threw for 43, 36. Both are good, but you want to say better. That's not. Touchdowns, 37 for Allen, 31 for Herbert, so still goes to Allen. Interceptions are tied at 10, so doesn't really mean anything yet. I mean, that's just –
And Josh Allen didn't get beat 45-0 in his own stadium.
Completion percentage was 69.2 for Allen, 66.6 for Herbert. So based on what I'm seeing, everything says they're both great.
I got to ask, how did Josh Allen and Herbert have similar stats, but Allen had the number 2 seed in the AFC, but yet Herbert didn't win? Because you said Stafford didn't win despite all his great stats, but Herbert's not winning despite his stats. So how's he top 5?
I'm not saying Stafford's not top 5 because of his team winning. I just don't like him. That's
because you don't like him. Okay, it comes out. All right, gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Listen,
all right.
It's fine.
Truth will set you free.
Thank you. Next.
He finally admits it. We got him. Okay, good. You muted John.
So
the guy who wants to bench his quarterback is okay.
I muted myself.
You muted yourself. Genius.
Yes. I couldn't rag on JB anymore. I already shut the door.
I admit when I don't like somebody.
The judges
all right,
called this case.
Talk about because I know there's a lot. So let's go. What do we got?
Where are we going?
I know you got stuff. I know you do.
So what else was there? I'm trying
to
stick
in the NFL because I got NFL stuff. If you want to stick there,
yeah,
Cam Newton.
The NFL.
I was going to say
Cam Newton got cut.
I mean,
that's a big one.
I think that was kind of stupid. I'm going to be honest.
I think it was because of COVID.
I think it was, and I'm sorry, but that's just stupid. Like I get you want to start Mac Jones, and like that's fine. That's your prerogative. That's your call. That's fine. You're paid to make that decision, so go for it. But I think the biggest thing I don't like is you just throw him to the wolves now. I mean, Brian Hoyer is a serviceable backup, I guess, but he's not like great. I mean, well, I say serviceable meaning like he'll do the job, but he's not special. I would rather have Cam over Hoyer as my backup all day. I mean,
start him.
I would much rather have Cam. I mean, and it doesn't mean that like either of them is particularly great.
I think the reason they didn't keep Cam was because you could with the PR hit. If you keep Cam and you bench him, then people are you're gonna get the question every week. Well, why is Cam not starting? He's on your team.
I know.
So I think, but Hoyer's a terrible backup.
Exactly. I mean,
it's terrible. So I don't understand why you can't go get a better one if you're going to get rid of Cam.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's why I call him serviceable at best because that's a fair statement. I mean, when I say serviceable, I'm not saying he's going to be great. He's just going to go out there and if he's required to do a job, he'll do it. I didn't say he's going to do it necessarily well,
right.
But you need a backup. It's fine. Brian Hoyer is a great backup to have, because he'll go out there and he'll just do his job. He may not do it well, but I mean, I would have much rather had Cam out there. I mean, and I'm not saying Cam is good. I'm not trying to argue that he is because I don't think he is, but I don't like the cut. I mean,
Mac Jones Mac Jones hasn't seen real defenses yet. He's only seen vanilla coverages in preseason. That's what you get. You get vanilla coverages. You don't get the mix, the blitzes, and you don't get the disguised coverages. You don't get that in preseason. You don't get the number ones for 60 minutes. He's gonna face the Dolphins. He's gonna week one. He's gonna face the guy who leads the league in picks last year, 10 picks, Xavier Howard, who just got a deal. He's gonna face that.
He's screwed.
So he's not in a good position. I don't understand why you wouldn't at least keep Newton for the Dolphins struggle against mobile quarterbacks.
I think that's what Chicago is doing week one. And that's why Andy Dalton's Chicago's week one.
Well, they don't want Justin Fields to die against Aaron Donald.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Let Andy Dalton get destroyed, and then week 2 you play him against Cincinnati.
Bengals.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like that's
give him a nice warm-up game before he has to go play another real team.
Remember, Tua's first game last year.
I don't like it, but I know that's what's happening.
Remember, Tua's first game played the Rams, and what happened? Very first play, Aaron Donald picked him up, and body slammed him. So basically choke slammed him. Yeah. That's what would happen to Justin Fields, and with a worse offensive line. I mean, that line in Chicago is absolutely dreadful. I wouldn't even play Justin Fields at all.
I'm still of the belief that you should let your guy go out there and make his mistakes and play him.
It's not the mistakes I'm worried about. It's him dying.
Well, that's what I mean. Let him play.
Yeah. Remember David Carr's career? The Houston Texans ruined that career. They had no line. The poor guy got sacked.
Look at Andrew Luck.
Yeah. Like, that's what happens when you don't protect these guys. Deshaun Watson. I mean, he's been banged up. He's been beat up his whole career, his short career, because of a bad line. Like, you got to protect your guys. And if they're a rookie and you know you're not going anywhere, legitimately, build up that line first before you throw them out there. Let them learn, too. Give them a year to learn. Build up the line. Year 2 in the system. That's what I think would be the smartest thing. Everybody,
I say you just put him out there.
Look what happened with Patrick Mahomes his first year. He sat behind Alex Smith.
Is Dalton going to take them anywhere?
No.
Are you going to be better with Dalton than Fields?
Nope.
You're not going anywhere regardless.
But you have a better shot with Fields, and that's why I agree with what JB
said. Which way is better to learn for a quarterback? To sit on the bench? And is Dalton the guy you want teaching? What is Dalton going to teach? Dalton's
been in the NFL for a while, so it's not like he can't teach you things. He's a veteran quarterback.
So
just
why
because
not
he sucks doesn't mean
0 for 5 in 2-minute situation over the last 2 years. But anyway, let's
get out of here with your cherry picking stats. Yeah, he's at the other end of the court waiting for somebody to throw it down so he can dunk it.
0.
God.
But Andy Dalton's horrible. I'm sorry.
I don't disagree.
He may be a horrible arm, but that doesn't mean he can't give you knowledge. I mean, Josh McCown was a terrible NFL quarterback.
He can hold the clipboard and tell Fields what to do.
But Josh McCown was a terrible NFL quarterback. But if you ask anybody in the locker room Josh McCown's been in, they love what he brings to the table as knowledge-wise and able to help as a teammate. They love that. Everybody raved about Josh McCown. Some guys are good at that. So Andy Dalton could be a good veteran. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a really good veteran to learn from.
Fitz is still a solid quarterback, though.
No, but I'm saying he's been
yes,
he's been the starter. Then somebody comes in his whole entire career. So people have learned from him his entire career. So there's guys like that just because they're not good NFL quarterbacks or great doesn't mean they can't be knowledgeable and helpful. And Andy Dalton can be that. We don't know what he's like.
With a clipboard on the sideline. I think Foles would be better than Dalton.
Foles is the third string. Foles is the third string. That tells you a lot.
Listen, I hate to say it. I think Dalton should be third string. I don't like the way he's performed.
I don't either. But I like Fields. I like Fields learning and sitting because I liked what happened with Mahomes. I think that benefited him a lot. I liked what happened with Rodgers. That benefited him a lot.
Hold on. Look who Rodgers learned from. Let's take this in context, please.
Brett Favre didn't teach him. By the way,
right, but
Favre didn't.
I'm not saying
you have to watch him.
But you're right, exactly. Your argument is sit there and watch a guy. You want to talk about a guy who's sitting and watching. Hold on.
Need that. Some guys need that to help polish their
There's a very wide margin between Brett Favre and Andy Dalton.
No, I know, but these are NFL quarterbacks. They made it to the NFL for a reason. There's knowledge there in every NFL quarterback, whether you like them or not.
I don't disagree with that.
There's knowledge there. So, I mean, you can't. We don't know what Andy Dalton is like knowledge-wise in the film room. He may show Justin Fields, film on how to study film and stuff like that. We don't know. So I'm not knocking him in that regard because I don't.
No.
He's a terrible NFL quarterback now.
Yeah. I don't think he ever was really that great.
No, he was decent with the Bengals. He got them to the playoffs.
He had AJ Green. Yeah.
Year after year, did nothing. He's not an elite quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. Is he a good quarterback?
He's like middle of the pack, maybe.
I mean, he couldn't do anything with the Cowboys offense last year, and that's a damn good offense.
He got hurt pretty quick.
Yeah.
When he was playing.
So even when he came back, he wasn't very good.
After that injury, though,
it's also hard when you don't know his system yet. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't really have the time.
It's real hard when you have Zeke Elliott and CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper.
It's not as easy as it sounds, though.
About Zeke last year.
I'm just saying.
If they would have had the ball to him.
Because you drafted him and he did terrible for you.
Because he was bad.
Just remember, Zeke can destroy, number one.
No shot. No way.
Zeke can destroy.
No.
Deb is going to finish ahead of you in every league.
I really hope she does. That would be so fun.
Happening. Not happening.
I think Megan may have commented because there's something about McCarthy, and Megan does not like McCarthy. So I'm guessing that might be Megan. She does not like McCarthy.
I don't know. I don't know who Facebook user is. I'm guessing that might be Megan. I don't know.
She doesn't like McCarthy.
I'll find out
first. She does not like Dalton.
Who likes Dalton?
Nobody does.
She has
people like Dalton.
She has a pure disdain for the guy. I have no dog in the fight. It doesn't bother me. He sucks. Oh, it's John Miser. Okay, John's commenting on our stuff now that he was on the.
Now he's commenting from his regular Facebook as opposed to on YouTube.
Very nice. I can't keep up with it. He switches places.
Anyway, yeah, nobody likes him. All right. Anything else NFL wise? I don't think so.
Any surprising cuts you guys saw?
I mean, aside from Cam, not that much.
I mean, really. I thought the only one I saw, I think the Vikings. I know they signed Griffin and then just cut him again. Like the whole.
Did they cut Everson Griffin?
Yeah, again. So
again.
Well, I say it. He wasn't on the team. Then they re-signed him. Like they got him. They brought him back, and then they just cut him, and he may then end up back on the practice squad. I don't get it.
Why would you put Everson Griffin?
I don't know. I'm just
other than that, I don't have any like big cuts. It was surprising there wasn't a whole lot of big cuts this year.
I mean,
normally there is.
There were a lot of cuts.
Of course.
Haha got cut.
I didn't see that.
Barber is washed up. I mean, he hasn't been good since Green Bay.
Buffalo cut a bunch of quarterbacks. I
saw
Fromm got cut.
Hopefully Josh Allen.
Shut up. I had a good one. This one hurt my heart truly. Not because the guy was good, but because it was just really funny. My favorite quarterback of all time from the Dallas Cowboys was cut. Ben DiNucci. I'm truly heart. He was so fun to make fun of. He wasn't good. What?
DiNucci.
Was he Italian?
I think. I don't
know.
No.
Well, aren't you Italian, Jake? That's why I asked. Like, I thought you were.
No.
I thought you come from an Italian family.
No.
I
do not.
Did. Okay. Well, you live in Jersey, so I just associate.
No, I'm the Italian one, John. I got the Italian.
But,
you're Italian. I never would have guessed, Jake. Or JB. That you mixed up.
John. What are we doing?
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, that was just like funny. I was like, well, he was fun to make fun of. So sad to see him go. But I'm not like, I don't actually legitimately care. But it was like, well, he's a funny guy to make fun of. So kind of sucks he's gone. But there wasn't like anybody that was truly like, oh man, they got cut. That was real disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of young quarterbacks gone. Like I said, Fromm in Buffalo, Greer in Carolina. I saw
nothing
crazy.
The true font one was ridiculous.
Devonta Freeman got cut from what's it called?
The Saints.
Saints. Thank you. Yes.
Mr. Isaac.
Yeah. Not. I mean, it was a busy day, but I don't think there was anybody that I was like, wow, they got cut. I mean, besides Cam. Cam was a little surprising.
And the Desmond Trufant one was just insane. If you saw that was sad. I mean, that was low by the Bears.
They're a bad organization. I don't know.
Yeah.
What else do you want me to say? They're a bad organization.
Yes, they are.
All right. So where do we want to go now? I know JB had a couple topics of discussion he wanted to speak about. So I know we've touched on some of it. I'm not sure where we want to go. I think I know JB wants to talk about this lovely ESPN story.
By the way, I think Cam would be a great backup to Lamar. Since they don't really have a backup, I think that'd be a great backup to have just in case something happens to Lamar. You slide him right in and you really don't miss a beat.
I mean, you have a similar quarterback style there. So
and it's based around a running quarterback. So
right, I
think that'd be a great backup since you don't have one.
Idea. Not a bad idea.
I got rid of McSorley, so.
Yeah. JB, you back?
Yeah, I just had a little computer.
All right. So, JB, I'll let you take it because I know you wanted to talk about this ESPN story.
All right. So, first of all, everyone's blaming ESPN. And
as they should.
Hold on. Let's give some background before we get into it. Just for some people that somehow may have not heard what happened. Just
It's
in case.
insane.
I don't know how you missed it, but just saying.
So the new thing now, we have high school sports on ESPN, which why we need to watch high school sports. There's not enough sports. But okay. So ESPN has a company that puts games together. And there's a lot of high school sports that are top teams. So IMG, which is one of the top teams in high school, was playing Bishop Sycamore. BS. We're going to call them BS because the acronym fits
Because that's what they are.
So, BS the night before actually played another game. I don't know. I've watched football my whole life. I've never seen teams play 2 games in 2 days.
No.
That's how you die on the field.
Yeah.
It's not like spring training in baseball where you have split squads.
Right.
It's not like the NCAA tournament where you play.
It's not even like real baseball
games.
where you play back-to-back games.
There's no double headers. That's not how football works. In case you're
football
on one
is
fan
the
that's never heard
only
of football.
Football is the only sport where you take that much time apart. Ever.
Yeah,
and it's justified.
I played football. You need that time to rest.
Yeah, it's justified. That's fine.
Yeah.
So I've looked into the whole BS situation, and okay. So first of all, everyone going to blame ESPN. ESPN doesn't, book the games. They have a company that does it.
It's outsourced.
So I mean, honestly, I don't think you should be blaming ESPN. I think the company that they hired should be fired at this point, and they've got to find somebody else. But I'm not going to
ESPN has to do their due diligence. You can't be lazy like that. If you're going to broadcast a game on national television, you need to do your due diligence, and that's on ESPN. You can't let that happen. I don't care if you have a company. You're ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, and
I agree.
Hang on
can't
for 1 second. Stop for a second. So you're going to tell me that there's no NCAA football games that appear on any of the major networks, Big Ten, Pac-10, whatever, that, blowouts, 58-0, that ain't nothing.
That's different.
We're not talking about the blowout. It's you got to do your homework. If you're the worldwide leader in sports, there's no way you let this happen.
You should know who your people are, like that are playing. Yep. That's what I mean.
So they're going to know every high school that plays. I'm not blaming ESPN.
You're the biggest sports.
The people that did the booking are at fault. I'm not blaming ESPN on this.
But I think ESPN could have done a little bit of research, just 5 minutes worth of research, just to make sure, like, it's good. Like, I'm not saying they need to do the same research that this company did, but I mean, it's BS if they didn't check out BS. I mean, come on.
It took people on the internet like 2 minutes to find this out.
Exactly.
ESPN found it.
I do. ESPN has a lot of trouble right now. They're dealing with the trouble with Rachel Nichols. They got all sorts of issues going on over there. So
then they better figure it out. If you want to be the best, you better be the best. There's no excuses.
They're not, though, because they're not on Sideline Sports Network.
I was going to say that's why we're the best.
True.
They just have a lot of money. They're owned by Disney. We're not owned by Disney, so that's why. But we're still the best.
Not yet.
I don't know. Maybe we'll own Disney instead rather than Disney own us.
Wow, we own Disney. We're going to be some rich guys.
But getting back to the BS about BS.
Already rich in friendship.
This is true.
They have no actual school building, according to what I've read. The kids don't go to class. I sent you guys the article that which one did I send you? Was it the
They're junior college dropouts.
They have guys that are from junior college, 19, 20-year-olds.
I'm laughing because this is so sad.
How did nobody notice when they take their helmets off that they're like 20-year-old men?
Right. They're like my age, like grown men. Like they're not like little shrimps. They're like, full-size grown men with
like a
beards.
big old beard or something.
Right. Like, how do you not notice that? Because it doesn't happen in the high school.
I am going to play for the 3rd grade CYO. This way I can get recruited for high school. I got this.
There's no way they would find out. There's no way.
No. Couldn't possibly.
The school wasn't paying for the hotels. They were writing bounce checks. Supposedly the coach has warrants out for his arrest and lawsuit.
Yeah. Hey, you'll have a lot more than that now.
Yeah, really.
Bounce check. The players got kicked out of the hotel they were staying at. They were living on floors, eating at a Walmart and Kroger's, not going to class.
This is not funny, but it so is.
Basically they were all fighting. The player's account that I read today, he played there in 2018 for 1 year. he goes, there was guys with knives. They would fight all the time. They were kids from the inner city of Columbus. A lot of guys from New York City.
That's so terrible.
But if it's not a real high school, then how the hell did they organize this group to play? Like, where did they get sanctioned? Like
they were sanctioned supposedly, I think, by the Catholic Schools Organization.
Oh my God!
There's a bunch of different sanctioning. They're not sanctioned by the state of Ohio,
right.
But I believe it was the Catholic High School Association, but I don't remember for sure, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's pretty sad. They basically run up bills everywhere they go. I read an account of one of their guys who actually did get taken by a small college. His father took him to a bunch of camps, and the team went with them. They basically ran up bills at every hotel they went to. One guy, they went to a camp, I think, in Houston. The coach on Houston called the father and said the other guy from the team couldn't come to the camp because he was supposedly playing for his cousin, trying to try out for his cousin. Like, it's just, they're out of order. The acronym BS works perfect for them. When I saw that, I'm like, it makes sense. It's BS.
There you go.
They need to be held in contempt.
It's just the whole story is so.
It's so bizarre. I mean, this is something like out of a movie,
right?
This isn't
it just feels like a kid made this up and put it on paper.
I didn't think it was real when I first saw it. I thought it was like, like from The Onion or some some
right,
site like that.
Joke.
I was like, this is like a fabricated story. Like, nope, this is real. I'm like, okay.
And not only that, they're older and they're not good. They don't practice. They started out with 10 coaches in 2018 that year. They ended up with 2 at the end of the year.
My favorite, though, is they're older, so they should be bigger, stronger, and better, and they got crushed.
I don't care if they're the best high school in the nation. You got beat by kids.
I mean,
58-0. What?
I mean, come on. That's
embarrassing.
It's just
so
a sham. And, and this happens in basketball, too. These prep schools that aren't real schools that somehow they're allowing kids to go to because, they're more worried about playing a sport than going to school.
They're more worried about the money. It's always what it is. It's all about the revenue.
And obviously these kids are not, the top players because if they were, they wouldn't be getting beat 58-0. They're not even getting the opportunity.
They're not even scoring. They're just getting crushed.
I have to wonder, who organized that? Was it the coach that's organized from, I guess you said 2018 till now, all the shenanigans? Same coach. Because you ruined all these kids' lives. They're 19 or 20. You ruined their lives by the running up the bills, them being part of all this, by making them accomplices, young kids that you somehow coerce their parents or them or whatever into this. You ruined their lives. Their lives are forever ruined by this. They'll never get that back. They're forever somewhat, in some way, tarnished by this. And it's hard to...
John, you know what they are? You know what they are? Anybody here a fan of the show The League? I know, John, you are, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are, as my favorite character, Ruxin, loves to say, they are forever unclean. Speaking of that show, I just have to quickly say this. Because the three of us are in a league together, and John, the league's name is The League. I have now because of the season and because of that, with everything going on, I have started rewatching it, and I forgot how great that show is.
It really is.
Oh,
it's so good.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's so good.
Phenomenal show.
I'm in season 2 right now.
I used to have Hulu. I don't have Hulu anymore, so I can't watch it. I only have season 1 on DVD. I used to have Hulu, so I would watch it every year, but don't have Hulu no more. But it's amazing.
It's awesome.
Another Disney product. Notice ESPN, Hulu.
It's not a Disney product.
It's not.
No, it's on FXX.
It's
Hulu. You said Hulu though.
It's streamed through Hulu, but it was on.
Yeah,
FXX.
it wasn't a Hulu product.
No, but Hulu is a Disney product.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You went over both your heads. It's okay. That's why you're not going to win the league. It's okay.
But the show aired on FXX.
Yeah,
I know what Jamie's trying to say.
Disney.
Jamie's
Disney
just trying to say that everything goes back to Disney because Hulu's owned by Disney.
Everything goes back to Sideline Sports.
Exactly. That's the way it's going to be. That's the future, guys.
They're listening.
Get
to
on
us,
board
right?
now. Gary Bettman is watching. He knows.
Everybody watches. It's okay. But yeah,
They know what's up.
I just had to point that out because the show is so good, and as I'm watching,
Our show really is.
It's ours is the best. Ours is unbeatable. But as I'm watching, I'm like, oh, it's so good. Everything about it is so good.
Oh, it really is.
But yeah, John, you're right. I mean, those players. To get back to what we're talking about, you're right. They're I know I make the joke, forever unclean. I'm trying to make light, but in all seriousness, I mean, it's just a reputation you just don't want. I mean,
and not
just in sports, just in life. It's just like,
how did nobody figure this out? How did it take them being put on national television for somebody to find out this con? It's a con.
And their schedule is ridiculous. They play some of the top high schools in the country.
I'd love to know how that gets past everybody.
Yeah, how
There are some people getting fired right now. That's all I'm saying.
If they're sanctioned in some way and they're getting beat 58-0 by all these schools or whatever, and how are you not demoted? Like, how are you not? Because if you do bad enough,
fired. You should be fired for that.
Being sanctioned just means you can play other schools.
Right, but if you do bad enough, they demote you. Like if you're in Division 3 and you do bad enough year after year, they'll demote you.
So it's not a conference; it's just sanctioned. That just means that you're eligible to play anybody.
It literally just means you can play.
Okay, so they're not like a division,
conference or a league.
It's literally just here. You can go play. That's all that meant. It's kind of stupid. It's basically a pass just to go do it. That's all it means.
There are some people getting fired right now.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. People going to jail. I'm sure. I'm sure there's jail. Well, especially for the coach.
Could be. I mean,
the coach already had to work for his arrest.
Yeah. I mean, there could be some fraud charges in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure of lawsuits,
What I want to know is how long till the lawsuits start coming out from the parents of these kids. And in all honesty, if you were a team that played these kids and your kid got hurt, that's a lawsuit. Forget about the kids in school. But if your kid got hurt playing them and you got a 19, 20-year-old playing, that's a pretty good lawsuit now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see. I don't know. Anything else that you guys want to touch on? I know one thing I want to touch on for sure. Was there anything else you guys want to talk about before we?
Yeah, I'm good.
I got one other question that I want to ask about, but not football related.
No, I don't have any football. Mine's not football related. I'm just saying anything else in general.
I'll continue. I asked John this the other night in the chat. Who's the James Harden of the NFL?
That's a good question.
Well, define what you're looking for when you say James Harden. Like, what about him specifically? Are you talking about his skill or?
So it's a combination of great skill, but just can't win.
Okay.
I guess we would probably have to go with quarterback, right? In this situation, right?
Probably.
Because you don't base a defensive tackle off of winning.
Yeah. Actually, I got a guy. Non-quarterback, I'd actually have to say Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, and I said we're talking great skill, never won.
I would not associate James Harden and Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald's a pro's pro.
Right, but JB's criteria
James Harden's not a professional.
I'm going based off the criteria he was asking for, which is a guy of great skill that never won. That's what he was asking. So
a lot of guys have great skill and never won.
That's why Mr. Myzik is the best. Ding, ding, ding.
You're out of order, Myzik.
That's not a bad answer.
Check and mate.
It's right, but by saying that, what you're saying is you're admitting Stafford does have great talent. It's just not necessarily his fault.
So you're saying Stafford's elite?
No, he's not elite because I don't think
Harden's elite.
He's elite. Have you seen the MVP years that he had? He averaged like over 40 points for like long stretches. Like that's hard to do.
I don't know. Scoring is only one aspect of the game.
Easy there, Lamar Jackson.
Got to do everything.
Coming, Dan Marino. Easy there. No. Easy there, Lamar Jackson.
Dan Marino is an all-time great.
Yeah.
And it's
that would not even James Harden would not sniff his boots.
No.
No way.
I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers, even though he got one Super Bowl. I got to say Rodgers because he just keeps getting there but not getting over the hump.
You know who I would say from back in the day? LaDainian Tomlinson. LaDainian Tomlinson. Think about all the times he got to the playoffs, and when he got to the playoffs, he either flopped or he was always hurt whenever they needed him.
Was he on a
Jake,
super
I know
team,
you
though?
were like
I know about it though. The reason I'm saying is because your logic was, he's an all-time great. Well, LT is an all-time great. Obviously, we know that.
But Dan Marino wasn't hurt every time they got to the playoffs. LaDainian Tomlinson was hurt every time they got to the playoffs. They needed him. He's always hurt.
But was LT ever on a super team?
Yes.
You think the Chargers?
He was with Antonio Gates and Philip Rivers. That team was a super team. They should have won a Super Bowl.
The only thing Philip Rivers was elite at was having children.
No, Philip Rivers, Antonio Gates, and LaDainian Tomlinson should have won a Super Bowl. There's no reason.
No way.
Do you remember the team that they had? Didn't that team have Junior Seau?
They were not elite.
That team was insane.
They were good. They were not elite.
That team was nuts. Yeah, look at that. 2006 Chargers 14-2. Get out of here with that nonsense, JB. You cover the Chargers. You should know
that.
You should know this.
They're Chargers. They're never elite. They are a losing organization. It's like the Lions. Never elite.
So Justin Herbert's not elite.
No, the players could be elite. The team cannot be elite.
That's a fair point. Because you are arguing that the team was elite, not the players. I actually have to give JB that one.
He said the Chargers are never elite, which means their players are never elite.
No, that's not true.
You could have players that are elite.
Hold on. That's not true. And I'll give you plenty of examples. I mean, teams with Michael Strahan for the Giants were not always elite, but he was always elite.
Oh,
he wasn't always elite.
First of all,
don't even start me on that, John.
Him and Tiki Barber hated each other. They still hate each other.
Nothing to do with anything, though. That doesn't
have anything to do with elite. Is a sham. He's a sham. Him and Brett Favre are shams.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. He laid down.
I don't like it.
He laid down for that sack.
No respect. None.
Okay.
And I'm a Giant fan.
He ran Tiki Barber off that team into retirement. That's how much they hated each other.
That's
he ran Tiki
nothing
Barber
to do with
into retirement. Well, you run Tiki Barber into retirement, and then you go and win a Super Bowl without him. A guy that deserved a Super Bowl. I don't respect that. Yeah.
Tiki deserved. No, what Tiki deserved was to get out of the league.
The very next year.
All he did is blah blah blah. Bye bye Tiki.
Wow, that is harsh.
Brandon Tierney. Another show that's not as good as ours. Next.
It's not even close.
No. That was harsh.
Their show is not elite. Their show is like the Andy Dalton show.
Another ESPN show, by the way.
Of course. It always goes back to ESPN.
How's that an ESPN show?
It's on ESPN, isn't it?
No, it's on CBS.
It used to be on ESPN, I think.
I thought it was.
Tierney used to work for ESPN for a while.
There you go.
I thought their show, I think, was on ESPN at one point.
It was on CBS.
Really?
The CBS, yeah.
Okay,
CBS, another network. Another network that's not as good.
No.
Agreed. Nobody's
Sideline Sports Network.
You know it is really good. You know it's really good. Fox Sports 1340 AM. Check them out. Check out my work.
John, you know why they're so good? Because they got a guy from the Sideline Sports Network. So it all connects.
It all comes full circle.
It always does.
Exactly. Only way to do it.
Only way. All right. So the only other thing I wanted to bring up, I mean, it's not surprising news, but it's still news that came out today, so it was worth bringing up. Some basketball news, actually. I mean, we all probably saw this coming from a mile away, but Ben Simmons officially wants out of Philly. And I'm not surprised. I mean, can you blame the poor guy? I mean, and I say the poor guy because they've just given up on him. I mean,
it's Jalen Ramsey, I believe, John Mizik.
You are correct.
Jalen Ramsey. Get your football knowledge.
Jalen Ramsey.
Football knowledge, correct.
I couldn't tell if it was a 2 or a 3. Well, no, I see why he's saying, because if it was a 2 or a 3, I couldn't tell.
I knew that as soon as I saw it. I knew JB.
Granted,
I
would
know
have guessed.
He thinks.
Granted, I would have guessed. I would have agreed. I wouldn't have guessed James Robinson. I would have guessed Ramsey as well. But
JB wouldn't buy a player that's 1 year pro off the Jags. Nah, not from 2020. No. JB buys a little older jerseys, probably for $25.
There's no reason to spend a lot of money on jerseys unless it's Eli Manning. Eli Manning, one of the few I'd buy during
He's
that
not
time.
a Hall of Famer, by the way.
Oh, shut up.
Just so you know, my team name is Eli. Is not a Hall
We
of Famer.
know. And you're out of order, so shut it. I don't want to hear it. I've had this argument enough times. He's a Hall of Famer.
I had to let our fans know so they know.
They've heard it.
Well, that's my team name, so they know to look out for what the champion's name is.
All I'm going to say as a Giant fan, Zeke and Destroy will win this year.
Nope. People's champ.
I'm gonna do what the Cowboys can't do. I'm gonna win the championship with their players.
Every year, I shoot myself in the leg like Plexico Burress in the playoffs.
So you should
Every
rename
year.
your team to Plaxico Burris. Because we know it's inevitable. You're done, dude. You're going to have this great regular season. Playoffs come, bam, he's done.
Shoot myself right in the leg by accident.
But anyway, back to Ben Simmons. I mean,
Not
are we
shocking.
surprised? I mean,
after what happened in the playoffs.
Really? He has the audacity to ask that?
All I would hope is that he, right now during the offseason, he's in a gym shooting free throws.
Yes.
You know, that or he's out in California with Billy Ho outside on Venice Beach with the wind, so he learns how to shoot free throws. You know, that's horrible.
Honestly, he's a pretty good basketball player other than that, but that's just
great defender.
He's a pretty good basketball player. Offensively, he's a solid player. I think you're right that the defense's free throws is just a problem. I mean, I think he could help a team get over the hump, like with as like a no. If you put him on a team that's got a lot of pieces already as an extra player on the starting five, yeah. But he's not going to be like your number 2. I'm saying is your number 3 or 4. Like your guy that's he's a supporting role. That's what I mean. Because in Philly, he was the number 2 to Embiid. I'm talking about where he's less pressure, 3 or 4 guy, where he's still in the top, where he's going to be relied on, but he's not your top guy or top 2 guys. That's all.
By the way, Deb,
I think that's a fair statement. Don't you agree?
Deb asked for a food segment, but is Labor Day really a food? Like, do you really do cookouts on Labor Day? I don't know that I really do.
Beach weekend kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I really.
Depressing.
Yeah,
Labor Day's depressing. The summer's
the end of the summer. I mean, that's really how I see it.
But football.
I'm already back. I mean, don't get me wrong, but like, I'm already back in school. That's how depressing this is. Like, if you guys didn't, if our fans didn't notice, this is not my room at home.
Football's right around the corner.
Because I have to go learn.
Cold.
I love when it gets cold. I love the heat the most, but I like sweatshirts and hoodies.
You're out of order, John.
Pumpkin pie.
Out of order.
Short.
Out of order. Summer is the way to go. Cold sucks.
Summer, spring. That's it. Winter's bad.
I like fall, though. I will say I like fall.
Fall's
nice.
okay.
Fall can be nice.
But I don't know.
Deb's take on this.
We have no idea what word you just said. I hope you know.
I need to get Deb's take on which is better, fall, because JB doesn't always talk about tonight. He's out of order. He's wild. He's got Matt Nagy mind. He's got like a Matt Nagy mindset.
Let's do our rankings of the seasons. Let's go with that. But seriously, I'm curious.
Gotta tell me why. Please tell me why. All right, go on, please. One of you.
Maybe I'll let you start.
Go first.
All right, I'll go. Okay.
Start?
I got it. I would go, and I have a logic for it, so hear me out. But I would go summer, no question. Fall 2. The only reason I'm putting winter above spring, I'm going winter than spring, and there's a reason. I have seasonal allergies, so I hate the spring because I totally suffer throughout the spring. If I didn't have seasonal allergies, I'd probably go summer, spring, fall, winter, but just because of the allergies, I can't.
Right, so why is
literally my least favorite? I love the summer. Are you kidding me? I love going out.
Don't you get allergies off that?
No, I get allergies from the pollen, and that's only happens in the spring. Like that's when the pollen's starting to come out. Right. Okay. So by the summer, I'm fine. I love the summer. Are you kidding me? Going to the beach, getting tan, enjoying the weather. It's like the best. I like the fall because parts of it are really nice. You get some good holidays in there too. Let's be real. I mean, Thanksgiving. I mean, I'm not a fan of the cold, but Thanksgiving is a fantastic holiday.
That's the best holiday.
Exactly.
Best holiday by far.
Halloween's a fun holiday when you're young. It's a good
Halloween is amazing.
Exactly.
It's an underrated holiday.
Right, hold on. But the point is, that's where that comes.
Get out of here with that.
And winter
beginning of September is depressing.
Winter
Football's literally a week away from there. Get out of here with that. Get out.
We're not talking about sports.
Yeah, but you said it's depressing, and football's right there. Can't be depressing.
What's your ranking then? Oh, John, what's your ranking then?
You didn't look. Summer's obviously number one.
Oh, is it obviously number one?
Clearly, I was born in the summer, so wherever I'm born, that makes the most sense.
That's where I'm born too, so it's okay.
You know, you don't gotta worry about your being bone-chillingly cold, as I call it, in the winter, which I hate. When it's February is the worst month because it's like I literally can't feel my bones. My bones are frozen.
It's the best month ever.
I'm skinny. I have no weight to me. I can't do bone-chillingly cold.
I mostly agree with this. I just, again, if I didn't have allergies, I'd be like, this is fine. I have another reason. I hate allergies. They're the worst.
You might think I'm a little shallow. I like sundresses. Like summer, I like girls wearing sundresses. I like sundresses. Every guy loves sundresses. I have to ask it. Are you saying you like the way they look? Or is there another reason? Be honest. I just like the sundress. All guys like the sundress.
It's a little.
That's part of the summer.
John. Little out of order on that, buddy. Because I like the way. I think they look. I think they're pretty. I think they look nice on a woman. But
I think they look nice on a woman. I enjoy that.
Yeah, but there's a hidden meaning to what you're saying, John. I can read between the lines, buddy.
You asked. That's part of my summer.
Okay, we got summer first. What else?
Fall is second because you got hot chocolate, you got pumpkin pie, which pumpkin pie makes the most sense in fall, but you can have it all year.
Love this and love this. This is absolutely John's punishment, no question. John is going to definitely wear a sundress.
Anyway, so you get pumpkin pie, you get hot chocolate, you get haunted houses, you get Halloween.
I like all that. I'm not going to lie.
You get hoodies, you get sweatshirts, you get to wear your pajamas the whole time, all of fall. It's the best.
Then why is it not number one?
Before you go.
Because I was born in the summer.
Oh.
I mean, you got to go with that as number one.
You ever been to the penitentiary of Philly for the haunted house?
Yes. It was disappointing. It was disappointing. Really? But I went there as a kid, so maybe it's better as an adult now.
Pretty good.
I need to go back.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
So summer, fall.
So number 3 is going to be spring. I like the flowers blooming. I like the look ahead to summer. Start to get around the corner from February.
Can we just point something out real quick? Hold on. He hasn't picked the coldest. He's complaining about the heat, but then he's putting winter last.
Winter is last because there's snow everywhere and ice. I like the snow, but the ice is not fun to drive on. Now, I'm an adult. I got to drive on the ice. It's not fun. And your work isn't exactly going to let you get out of work because there's ice. We're going to tell you to suck it up. I don't like that. And I don't like being bone-chillingly cold. I don't like it. I don't like
Then why are you complaining that the summer is going away?
So here's how it goes.
It gets too hot, and football's around the corner. I like my football to be back, and I like my hot chocolate.
But summer's your number one, so I don't get you.
Look, I like all of it. Love it all. Spring is first. Get out of here. Nonsense. Who says spring is first?
Baseball opening day. You start everything with baseball. The best opening day of all sports.
He's putting Josh.
It's not.
As number one.
The weather starts getting nice. The sundresses start to come out for John before summer. The weather starts to get nice, so you start to get feeling it. Then comes summer, and then you start traveling, going on vacations, going to some nice beaches.
Oh, I love summer.
And you appreciate the hot weather. Then comes fall. You cool off a little bit because you're tired of being hot. You got football back. You start to.
So is this how your rankings go?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're starting to get ready for Thanksgiving and enjoy the nice cool weather because you were hot all summer. Then comes winter and you're miserable and you're waiting for the spring to come again. Like I said, the only reason
winter wasn't last on my list is because I'm more miserable in the spring. That's the only reason. Like I'm sneezing, coughing, my eyes are hurting. It sucks. It is my own personal hell. That is the only reason.
Cooped up in the house during winter, like we're during in the middle of some sort of pandemic again. That's how it feels being in winter. Been another pandemic for 3 months. That's what it feels like. Get out of here, winter.
That's how I feel about spring, though.
Snow,
I have to be cooped
shenanigans.
up in the house because if I go outside, I explode.
The only good thing is playoff football with snow.
JB. Nothing.
Playoff football with bad weather is fantastic. I love it.
Agreed.
Actually love that.
Agreed. All right. Anything else, guys? I mean, we're going on tangents, which I'm cool with, but
I think I'm good. I got my high school sports segment in. I mean, can't go wrong.
Well, just a high school sports segment. That was making fun of ESPN for being dumb is not the right word.
It's all BS.
Agreed. John, anything else for you?
No.
All right.
I have nothing else. I gave my great rankings for the seasons, which all mine make the most sense. So there we go.
Okay.
We can go to where we're from.
Yeah, John, you want to start?
Yeah. Fox Sports 1340. Hopewell, AM Hopewell. You check me out there, write articles on the Orioles, and then I also do the recap for Kelsey Nicole Nelson's interviews that she does. Cardiac Cane, Fit and Fanatic on Fanside as well. Sideline Sports, the most important place with the most important face, of course, and Blue Hawks 13 on Twitter.
We're out of order for saying that. I'm going to just always get you for it.
And you can find me winning 3 championships in fantasy.
Absolutely not.
So that's where you can find me.
Nope. All right, JB.
Or JB. Your 3-time champion is wearing a Jacksonville Jaguar jersey this evening. Jalen Ramsey.
Champion
that is the worst luck
champion
ever.
And Jaguars do not mix.
Yeah, really. I mean,
which I'm changing the culture, just like Sunshine down there.
No shot.
JB _ the program on Twitter, on the Believe Network with the program, here on the greatest network in the world, better than whatever's out there. That's all I got to say. 3-time champion. I don't know if I mentioned that already. 3-time champion.
You're not going to
win. 3.
No. All right, so we're going to go to me because
you're not even champion in cornhole.
I'm already champion from last year. So I am the reigning champion. I was crowned the reigning champion. So let's remember that, first of all. Second of all, I got 3 leagues. I'm guaranteeing at least 1 championship, but I'm expecting more. But I'm not going overconfident. I'm getting at least 1 title. I'm going to beat you, gentlemen. I know for a fact you guys are not beating me every league. I'm winning. I got this covered. Easy. Okay. Mark it down now. It is 9:54 on August 31st, Tuesday evening. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Call me out of order. That's fine. Whatever makes you feel better.
There's no Ranger stuff in the background.
It feels wrong.
He needs a Joe Namath jersey for all these guarantees.
Ew. No, never. Wow. But you guys can find me on Twitter at Jake_Malik, on Facebook at Jake Malik, all that kind of stuff. More importantly, you can find Sideline Sports all over social media at Sideline Sport 1 for Instagram and Twitter, as you see across the bottom right now. YouTube and Facebook, we have Facebook group, page, all that. Sideline Sports, just look that up. We're on YouTube. Obviously, that's where you might be watching us. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TikTok, we're everywhere. Just basically everywhere you can think, and you never know where we're going to show up. And just, remember that the Sideline Sports Network is the best network. And, John, you are not the most important face, the most important place, because that's me. That's me. Always.
The two of you can argue about it, but we all know it's me. And next week, big week, NFL preview, 2 days.
I can't wait.
2 days before opening night, we will have our NFL preview. You don't want to miss it.
No, you don't. And Jacob, on our league thing, he drafted 2 kickers in an 8-team league.
Yeah, that was.
I just have to throw that out there.
I mean,
throw that out there. 2 kickers.
That's out of order.
Round 7 and 9 in an 8-team league.
I don't know what his logic was. I'm real confused about that.
He's going to finish dead last.
Everybody's got a strategy.
A new reference to the league to end this out. He's getting the Sacco for sure.
He's Taco drafting like a kicker
right?
in the first round.
All right. Anything else before we go?
That's all, folks.
All right, then. Everybody have a good rest of your evening and your week. Make sure to tune in next week because next week's a big one before the NFL season. I know 3 of us are excited, so we will see you guys next week. And remember, John is not the most important face, the most important place. That is me.